lovely people, welcome to my channel once again. So if you're new here, my name is Tsungie. Right, so if you haven't subscribed and you like what I do, please do subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Yeah, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to crochet bead with another method. This is my preferred method, which is single crochets. I just find that it moves faster. Okay, so yeah, to my loyal supporters, I'm really sorry I haven't posted a video in over a month. Yeah, thank you so much for supporting all the same. Right, okay, so let's just get right into it. So normally in this tutorial I'll be using size 5mm hook and acrylic yarn and some, I think this is size 6mm beads, plastic beads. But normally when you are beading, you use a very small hook, like a 1.2mm hook or a 1mm. Right, so let's just start. Okay, so to start, the first thing that I'm going to do, step 1. So my step 1, I'm going to make a slip knot. So I'm going to take my yarn, wrap it to form an X and wrap it going down like this. I'm going to take the one in front, push it to the back, grab the one that's now in front and release my finger and pull everything. Right, that's a slip knot. After that, I'm going to chain 9 because I'm going to be using 8 beads in each row. So I'm going to chain 9. So depending on your pattern, you can just add one extra stitch. So this is how I chain 1. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I've chained 9. So I'm going to work from the second stitch. Right, so I'm going to be showing you how to do a single crochet because this is what we'll be doing for the whole pattern. So I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch, the second stitch, like this. I'm going to grab some yarn, come up with it by going under that stitch so that you have 2 loops like this. I'm going to grab yarn again and pass my yarn through both those 2 loops. That is what we call a single crochet. So I'm going to do that for the rest of the stitches. This is number 2. Grab my yarn, come up out with it so that I have 2 loops, grab my yarn and pass through the 2. So this is how we do a single crochet. So I've done 2. I'm going to do the rest of the stitches and I come back. In total there should be 8. Right, so I've done all the stitches and I should have 8 single crochets. So now what I'm going to do, these V's here, these are the stitches. Right, so I'm going to go to the first V, which is this one, and insert my hook under that V like that. And I want to join this into a circle. So I'm going to grab yarn like this, pass it under those 2 like this. Now I have 2 loops and I'm going to grab yarn again and pass through the 2 loops as though I'm doing a single crochet. So this will be my first single crochet like this. Then I'm going to go to the next stitch, put my hook under those 2 loops and grab some yarn and I have 2 loops and I'll do a single crochet like that. So I'm going to do single crochets until I get to the beginning. So this is number 2. So let me do the rest, 6 more, and I'll come back. Right, so this is what it looks like at round 2. I'm going to just do one more round of single crochets and I come back. Right, so after I have done 3 rows of single crochets, I'm just going to let down 8 beads closer to my yarn. So now I'm going to start to use my beads. So now I'm going to go into the first stitch, which is this one, let down 1 bead. I hope you can see the stitch. This is the stitch. Let down 1 bead, push the others a little bit, let down 1 bead and do a normal single crochet. Then I'm going to go to the next stitch. I hope you can see the stitch there under those 2 loops. let down one bead, let down one bead and do a single crochet. I'm going to go into the next stitch. See the next stitch, let down one bead and do a single crochet. So I'm going to be doing this until I finish all my beads. So let me quickly finish this row. So I've done 3, so let me quickly bead as 5 more and I come back. Right, so when you finish putting all the beads, it will look like this. It will be like, you know, a circle. So now what we're going to do, we're not going to do anything, we'll just continue. So this is now our first stitch here. Here, this one is now our first stitch. It will curve in just a little, but you flip it, you can see this is our stitch. Insert our hook in there, right? And you continue with your beads. You'll continue adding your beads, going around and around and around and around. So let me do more rounds and I come back. You continue going around in circles, doing 8 stitches continuously. After you finish the next row, you continue, and when you finish one row, when you go into the next row, your stitches sort of like curve in, right? So you just insert your hook like this in, right? That's the stitch, right? And it's sort of like in the middle of the previous bead from the previous row ways. Then you let down your bead, let down your bead, and you do a normal single crochet. Right, so if you're using the normal beading beading thread and beading needle, then I'll suggest that don't make your things too tight, especially if you're a beginner, because it will just make everything difficult for you, to make life difficult. The stitch is too tight and it will just slow you down. So just make your stitches a little bit loose as you get used to the technique. Then later on you can tighten, as if you're a tight hooker, then you can always tighten once you're more confident with what you're doing. Okay, so this is what I'll be doing, so I'm going to continue. If you do more rows, I've just done 6 rows here, it will look something like this. It will actually take shape, and at the top it will always be flat, and it will have like the circle shape. So what you do when you finish, let's say when this is you've reached where you want to, you can just do a couple of single crochet rows without the beads, right? Okay, so this is what it will look like after doing one more row of single crochets on top with just the yarn without the beads. Right, so you can make different patterns and you can use different number of beads. I've used 8, you can use 10, you can use 15. Usually when you are crochet beading, you use size 2mm beads, but they're so small. I would recommend that you start with 3mm beads, and you can work with 2mm beads when you now know what you're doing. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please look forward to more tutorials coming on this channel. Thank you so much. Okay, bye bye.